This is the 2025 GMC Sierra 1500, and in today's Vehicle Visionary video, I'm going to give you a tour of the interior on this truck. So we're going to hop on into the driver's seat right here and get started, because I wanted to show you the first thing you're going to be greeted by when you hop in, which is the animated graphics. I know a lot of people are not impressed with that necessarily, but it's something that's here, so I might as well show you. We'll hit our push button start and start the truck. Now those red dots that you see there, that's going to let you know what's going on in front of you if you're about to hit something. Collision detection is what that is. And so it will not only start to blink, but it will also alert you with the safety alert seat that will vibrate in the appropriate area in the front section. And it will also do that with other safety features as well. If you turn your blinker on and there's somebody in your blind spot, you have your blind spot indicators built into your power adjustable heated and power folding side view mirrors. So you'll not only see that indicator illuminate, but you'll also feel the appropriate side, whether it's the left or the right, vibrate. And if there's something behind you, you will get a vibration there as well. And here is our upper console. You have your home link, your 3 different buttons right there to set for 3 different garage doors. And this controls the power sliding rear window. I'm going to open that real fast for you. Let's see if I can do this one-handed and do it correctly. Here we go. Kind of interesting to do this kind of thing. There we go. Show you that closing right there. You can also see that you have your rear window defogger. And obviously, I think you know what else is here. I'm not going to go over that in great detail, but you can see what else is here. Now, on the driver's side door, we're going to have not only a nice large armrest, but also large door bin, plenty of room down there. And this is the button that I pushed to make those mirrors fold in and unfold. Now, you can go into your infotainment screen, and there's a setting for that where it will do it automatically when you lock and unlock the truck. We're going to have our seat memory settings right here for the driver's side. I do wish that was also on the passenger side. It's lock and unlock. We will also have our controls for our power windows. And your power parking brake is here, your drive mode selector, and everything for your lighting with the exterior of the truck. Speaking of your drive modes, what are your drive modes? Well, let's go back here and start with normal. You're going to have sport, and you will also have snow and ice. So 3 different driving modes. Now let's talk about the steering wheel real quick before we return to the driver's display, because you can actually change the overall look and design of that display. There's a few different ways to do that. Everything over here for your adaptive cruise control, and then you have voice commands, and you have several different controls right here for a few different things. We'll get right back to that, but first of all, your paddle shifters for maintaining your 10-speed transmission if you want to go back and forth through gears. And on the back of the steering wheel, this side is for your volume. The other side is for changing stations or whatever you're listening to. Now, if I arrow over, I'm going to let you see as I do this. Here's what happens. We're going to have several different things come up on the driver's display. There's your compass and your speedometer. But I'm going to go back here to display layout, because you have quite a few different things you can do. You can change what's on the left side, the right side. You can see how that's highlighted. The lower gauges, you also have your info page options, units, speed warning. You can see everything that's here. Pretty easy to figure that out. If you need to reset that to default, you can do that. But I want to go back up here to display layout, and I'm going to push that scroll wheel that I've been using right there to select that. And you can see that there are several different presets to change the overall look of the driver's display. So this is going to be classic. We'll also have progressive. Now you just saw digital right there. And you'll also have clean. So depending on what you want, there are several different options for using whatever design you want. And as you can see, you can also change everything individually depending on the selection that you make. Now you'll see that some of these won't let you change as much as others. It just depends on what it is, as far as the upper gauges, the lower, or the left or right gauges, the lower gauges, all that good stuff. And obviously you can go back and reset to default. So we're going to leave that on the display that I set it on right there, and then we'll get back out of that. Now, let's talk about some of the storage here. You're going to have storage above the infotainment screen. You will have your upper glove box, and you will also have your lower glove box. Driver and passenger seats are going to be power adjustable. They're also going to be heated, as you can see, a couple of different settings where that's concerned, and ventilated. Now, one thing about these trucks is that you can add a lot of features, practically endless. You could go with an SLT, such as what we're sitting in right now, and pretty much turn it into a Denali without Denali pricing. Now, there are a few things you can't do with the SLT trim level, as far as having a rear view camera mirror, Super Cruise, and some other things. But for the most part, I don't think anyone's too worried about that. But you can definitely outfit this truck tremendously with a lot of great features. The seats are very comfortable. And there is a good look at the door bin over there on the passenger side. Now let's talk about what we have here with our infotainment screen. If you want to pair your phone and use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can do that wirelessly. That's always a good thing to know about. You have Google Assistant, which I'm not going to demonstrate right now because I have to say, hey, well, you know who. But you don't have to say, hey, you know who. You can select right here and use voice commands from that point. Here's a little demo. Tell me a joke.
What do you call a belt made of watches? A waste of time.
Now, as far as maps go, you have Google Maps built in right there. You can see that you can go right here for managing your phone and your connections and all that good stuff. I don't have anything paired right now, but that's easy to do. We also have the Play Store, and then if we go over here, we can see a few more of our settings. You have everything for trailering right here. It makes it super simple. You can add a new trailer, use guest trailer, use accessory, or no trailer. And we'll go right back here one more time. How about your climate? Let's go in and select that. Let that come up, and you can see what you have here. Now, you can manage your climate control down here. I love that you have physical controls. That's always good to have. But you can also do the same thing up here if you want to. I can sync those two sides together if I want. I can do it here. I can do it down here. Again, one of those nice little things where you have multiple options, very easy to deal with. And something that I definitely want to show you here, settings. There's a lot to talk about here, but I'm going to highlight a couple of very interesting, or I should say important points, but I'll just show you what all is here. If you need to do updates, you can do that. So there's a lot there, but let's go into vehicle, because I know a lot of you want to know about a few things that are going on here. You're going to have your teen driver mode, rear seat reminder, buckle to drive. If you want to turn those things on and off, you can do that. I do recommend using your seatbelt when you drive, but if I was just going to reposition the truck in the parking lot where I'm sitting right now, I don't need to put my seatbelt on for that, so I can turn buckle to drive off where that is concerned. Climate and air quality is going to be right here. You can set up your auto fan speed, and you can see what you can do with the auto cooled and ventilated seats. The truck will sense the temperature outside and turn on what it needs to accordingly. And you can also see what you have your auto defog, auto rear defog. So if you want those things coming on automatically, that's very easy to deal with. Now, here's one that I know a lot of people like to know about, your collision detection systems. So you can go in and make some changes here, but let's talk about what's here. You've got your alert type, automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, adaptive cruise go notifier, lane change alert, park assist tow bar, rear cross traffic braking, and rear pedestrian alert. So I know a lot of people want to know what's going on with those safety features, so I like to show you what that is. Now, if your chime volume is too loud or too quiet, you can go and change that right here. One of those things where you can make that, max that out. I am not going to do that because I don't want that to be too loud for me or anybody else. We'll go to about the midway point right there with that. Now, how about remote mirror folding? What exactly is that? If you turn that on, that's when you lock the truck, the mirrors fold in, and when you unlock the truck, the mirrors unfold. Very nice feature to have. Rain sensing windshield wipers, you can turn that on or off. Now, you also have your reverse tilt for your mirrors. So when you put the truck in reverse, you can have a couple of different options, as you can see here, depending on what it is you want to have happen when the truck is in reverse. Over here on the right-hand side of the screen, something that I know a lot of people ask me about, Can you get rid of this area? Unfortunately, you can't. The only thing you can do is change what is actually on the screen. I do wish that GMC would change that where if you wanted to, you could make the screen fill up with everything that we have here and not have that over there. A possible option. Maybe we'll see that someday in the future. I don't think we will. What we're likely to see is eventually a 16.8-inch screen right here. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but that does seem to be the direction that GMC is going. And how about our cameras? I really like what we have here because you have so many different camera views. Now, if you brought the camera up and it was dirty, you can go over here and push this button, and this is what's going to happen. It's going to run windshield washer fluid across the front camera. If you see what is ultimately windshield washer fluid up there on the front end on the grill, and you're wondering what that is, obviously now you know. Now we will find out that you have a couple of different camera views here. So when you see the orange and the gray dot right there, that means you have two different views. So we go from our front view to our rear view, as you can see. And we'll also do the same with our overhead view. Two different views. Your side view mirrors, again, you're going to have those different views where that is concerned. And this makes it a lot easier to back up to a trailer or just to see what's behind you. You'll also find some simplicity right here. In fact, if you wanted to go home and you didn't want to select right here, you can push that button. Here is the knob for your radio to turn that on and off and change the volume. And then you can see some of your other safety features here. If you want to turn the auto stop start feature off or back on, you can do that right there. You can open the tailgate right here. There's your hazard light button. Your trailer brake control is located right here. And on the passenger side, there's everything for the heated and ventilated seats. Now you have a couple of USB ports right here. There's also going to be more of those USB options located within the center console and a 120-volt power outlet. Now the one thing that is missing here in the interior of these trucks is a 12-volt power outlet. There actually is not one. I don't know why, but it's not here. This is your wireless charging pad, and obviously a little bit of space in front of the center console area, and your shifter. Kind of an interesting thing. Some people like that, some people don't. Some people say they'd like to have it up here on the column. Some people say it blocks the view of their screen. So tell me what your thought is. When you go into reverse, your cameras will automatically come up again. And here's one thing that a lot of you might be happy to know about. You may not know about this, but when you're driving down the road, if you need to leave your cameras up for some reason, I know for me with my 2500 GMC Sierra, I recently moved and I had the rear view mirror blocked by what I had in the bed. Well, it was pretty easy to fix that. All I had to do was go to my rear view camera and just leave that up and glance down at that the same way I would glance up at the rear view mirror just to make sure I could see what's behind me with no problem. Driving with the side view mirrors is no big deal, but you know what? It's nice to be able to take advantage of the cameras in that respect. So there that is. Your shifter is pretty easy to figure out. You push the button on the side that allows you to move it into whatever you need to, depending on what you need to do. We can go into reverse once we've done that, or excuse me, neutral right there. There is reverse. And then we also have P. Now, if you're wondering what the L is, that's going to keep the truck in low gear for low traction situations, but you're still going to have all of the horsepower and torque available from the engine. Plenty of room with the armrest here that really doubles as the lid for the console, or should I say it's the lid for the console that doubles as an armrest, but it is very comfortable and very spacious. You do have the removable tray right here and plenty of room in there. There's a little light in the back that helps illuminate that area after dark. And something else that I like is that you have the grab handles at all four doors, both front doors and both rear doors. We'll also have something pretty simple and pretty basic, but I know it's here. People are going to ask about it. You've got the visor, the sun visor with the vanity mirror and the lights. And let's do this. Let's see how far back that will go. I like that it goes all the way back and blocks out the window right there completely. So if the sun is coming through way back here, you can still block that out depending on the position of the sun. But that makes things very easy. And you also have a tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. You can use that button to control that position. The driver can set things up, no matter their height, to be very comfortable within the interior of this truck. And if you're looking for where you turn on and off your auto high beams, it's this button right here. That makes things simple. Obviously, you control everything with your windshield wipers right here. You can turn those on and off. You can just do one cycle right there if you need to. And if you're wondering about the sticker price on this truck, it's $63,544. The interior color is dark walnut and slate. The armrest for your rear seat passengers offers plenty of room, as do the door bins. And the seat cushions fold up to gain access to the tools to change a tire if you need to. You have a spare tire located underneath the rear of the truck. Both seat cushions do go up like that. And I really like the in-seat storage right here. That's going to be on both sides here on the outboard seats. That's always nice to have. We'll also find, I can get over here and pull that down, our fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. And there is plenty of room back here for your passengers. Seating for 3 people. And there's the advantage of that grab handle right there. It makes it easier to get in and out of the truck. We'll also find rear seat pockets right here. And this truck does not have a sunroof, but sunroofs are obviously available, but they are just the conventional size. Some people say they want a panoramic sunroof over conventional size sunroofs. Cup holders for the rear passengers. There's so many back here, nobody will ever be thirsty if they put a drink in every single cup holder. Also, we're going to have our heated outboard seats. 3 different stages where that is concerned. Can turn those on and off. Get that to go off right there. And then our USB ports, and we have our air conditioning vents. If you would like to see a more detailed exterior and interior video on this truck, this was actually a requested video to just do the interior, so I wanted to go ahead and take care of that. I'll leave the full video linked down in the comment section. It will be the very first comment you see. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC for loaning me this truck for the day so I could tell you all about it, and all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Make sure to subscribe, and if you would, please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you'd like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.